Buongiorno! I am a young Leonardo. It really was during the years that I've been teaching, which has been for a pretty long time, I've thought about how important it is to bring in different areas, not just art. Art and science, art and music, art and foreign language, and as many things as we can bring into a great, meaningful learning experience.
And that's why this art teacher in New Egypt is introducing her young learners to Leonardo da Vinci. They imagine how he might have experienced and explored his surroundings.
So here's the owl in the tree, and Leonardo is looking at him, and the owl says, "Ooh, ooh, I'm hungry." I love Leonardo da Vinci, and Leonardo da Vinci and I probably would have been great friends if he and I lived during the same time in history, because I love to learn about everything, and so did Leonardo. Oh, prego! Prego!
Born in 1452 in the region of Florence, Leonardo was an artist, sculptor, architect, musician, scientist, inventor, writer. He was insatiably curious and widely considered to have possessed one of the greatest minds of the Renaissance. Today, most people know him as the painter who gave us Mona Lisa. 15 or so of his paintings survive, along with his notebooks, thousands of pages of sketches, doodles, and musings, fusing art and science as he continually observed the world around him, just as these students are learning how to do.
And he takes that mouse, and he's so hungry, he goes, he swallows it. He doesn't even chew, he doesn't have any teeth. And then, guess what happens? He's back in the tree. Leonardo is looking up at him, and he's saying, "That owl's coughing." He's going, and look what happens. This comes right out of his beak and falls on the ground. What do you think this is? It is. Kindergartners and first graders are curious, they want to discover, they want to investigate, they have the best enthusiasm and energy. So the goal is for students to become interested in science and think about becoming scientists in the future. And of course, we're also expanding our brains when we're artists. The kindergartners were working on a clay project. They actually had to make something that was three-dimensional, so they used some very soft clay. They used forks in it to show texture and feathers, and they stuck real feathers in it, and googly eyes and glue, and it was a wonderful kindergarten-ish kind of a project.
Joining in to help, Danny is a senior at New Egypt High School. His efforts range from fielding questions at the science table to a special guest appearance at the end of the school day. More on that in a moment. For help in funding the Young Leonardos project, Rita Williams received a grant from the NJEA Frederick L. Hip Foundation for Excellence in Education.
Everything is being funded by the Hip Foundation. The microscopes that you see, the magnifying glasses, the owl pellets, the crayons, the markers, the books, everything. I am a young Leonardo! I want to learn about everything.
Soon after the assembly begins, that special guest arrives with a trail of paparazzi. And it's not long before there's a commotion at the back of the room.
Mamma mia, it's Mona Lisa! The kids want to learn about young Leonardo. They learn that you can learn about everything and be interested, that everything is beautiful and everything is interesting.
And if you put your imagination to work, the opportunity to flourish is there in your reach. All you need to do is reach for it.
Mamma mia, I couldn't have said it better myself.
Grazie.
I am an artist! I am a scientist!
A few hours later, the students are back at school with their families. This is one of 4 family learning nights, featuring activities inspired by the life of Leonardo.
They're learning about Leonardo da Vinci and how much he loved nature and animals, and they're going to be working in blank books that we've bought with Hip Foundation funds to create their own books about animals.
He talks when he wants, he stops when he wants, and mostly he just screams. For 60 years. Can you imagine having a pet in your house for 60 years going, "Ah!"
What do you like best about the activities tonight?
Being able to spend time with my grandson and
everybody can do.
We wouldn't be able to do what we do without the parents. You know, it is a true partnership. You know, I firmly believe, and I know that the staff here firmly believes, that we couldn't do what we did unless we had the support of our community.
Rita's a very, very good art teacher. Not only does she do art, she gets the whole curriculum involved. We've done amazing things with her. She does a lot of hands-on things with the children. She brings science into her art experiences. So Rita's a very creative person. She does a lot hands-on with the children.
We are so lucky to have her at New Egypt School District. She just motivates the kids. She inspires the kids.
The positive energy that you see when families are together at school, at night, in their pajamas, doing something way cool, it's fantastic. They're so willing to learn and they're so happy to be in school. I love school.